voices come to life. And you know, I think this is one of my favorites. It's within my top 5. Like, I go between, you know, which ones are my favorites, because I'm really unsure with like lists and everything on which movies are my favorites, especially with horror. But this is one, if you haven't seen, please watch it. Like, if you're into horror at all, just put it in. You won't be let down. The next one, I don't think many people have heard of. It's called The Grapes of Death, and I recently picked this one up at, let me see, I think it was some store in Red Bank, but it's Gene Roland. It is a very good movie, very good atmosphere, very good gore. It's one of the movies that's hard for me to like explain. It's one of the movies you just have to watch. Let me see if I can get that. It was released by Synapse. Synapse is a really nice company. They put out some nice releases for pretty much everything. You know, they usually like remaster all their stuff so it looks all pristine. But I'd say definitely check this one out. It's a good director too. He has a lot of stuff out. I just have to watch some more of his stuff because I like it a lot. And this one, surprisingly, not many people know about, but I'm sure a lot of the YouTube users know of, and that is Maniac Cop. That has Bruce Campbell in it. It also has, what's the guy's name? Tom Atkins in it. How can I forget his name? It's very good. It's another sort of slasher movie, and I think it has some comedic elements in it. Another Synapse release. Synapse. And this was made, let me see, 1987. But if you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. Again, horror movies for me are extremely hard to explain. This one I haven't watched in a while. Now, going into my next two, it was kind of hard of me to pick like a top 2 because I was constantly switching 2 around, but being that I have this shirt on, it's actually from Freight Rags. It's Dark Night of the Scarecrow. It was a made-for-TV movie. I think it came out like in 76? No, 81. And it has a couple people that actually are in like a bunch of stuff. Charles Durning and Larry Frank are the 2 that I think, I mean, if you see them in this, you'll realize that they're in a ton of other stuff. I think one of the guys actually won like an Academy Award for something. But Charles Durning is perfect in this. Like, he is really good. But you know, some people think of like TV movies as being like low budget and crappy, and this one will surprise you. This one will really surprise you. And you know, for a while I didn't think that they were going to release this. I got it from a convention. Then I downloaded like a better rip of it and put it on my own disc. But this was actually released somewhat recently by BCI, and BCI is one of those companies that it seems like they went away and then they came back, and now they're releasing a lot of stuff, and I really like that company. I just hope that they continue with, you know, the work like they did with this one, like the remastering and the commentary, like keep up with like bonus features. I think that's one of the reasons to keep people sticking with like DVDs and Blu-rays. You know, just keep like extra stuff in it. One thing I have to say about DVDs, I think they should stop with the recycling DVDs, even though it's like a good idea. I'm not like against recycling. Like if you're gonna throw out a DVD, recycle it. But I'm not gonna recycle my DVDs. I'm just not, so I don't care if I have to pay like an extra couple pennies. Just keep that like nonsense out of that. It's just not good. And also I'd like to see more, not like artwork, but like more inserts. I'd like to see. There's a really nice company, although some of their movies are cut. It's Arrow DVD. They're based out of the UK. They do a really nice job with their DVDs. They have artwork on the inside. They have a lot of bonus features. They are a really good company, and it's sort of like a throwback to like the VHS days, especially when you're looking at their covers. But let me jump to my number one, and my number one may be a little bit not controversial, but people may not get it. But it's personally my favorite director of horror movies, and that is again Lucio Fulci. He's the one that directed Zombie 2. He's directed a ton of stuff. He started with, I think he started, it was either with westerns or like sort of, like I don't know if he was like doing softcore stuff or what. But the movie I picked for number one is City of the Living Dead. And I did have this, I don't know if it was the Blue Underground DVD or the Anchor Bay, but this is the Blu-ray, and they did a heck of a job with this. The remastering job is incredible, and when I say remastering, I don't mean like they throw a ton of DNR and take out like the film grain and everything. They really did like a nice job. You can't notice any like compression, like DVD artifacts or anything like that. So they did a really nice job. My only complaint with this is that I thought they should have had more bonus features. The Arrow UK release, it's not as good. Like the picture quality isn't as good, but they have a ton of extras, and I love this movie and I want to watch all those extras. But again, another movie that's hard to explain, but it has Christopher George. He was in a couple of horror movies during this time period. He was in a movie called Pieces. I think that was 1981. I could be wrong by that though. But this is a movie that really, when you watch it, it's like you're watching a nightmare. Like it doesn't make much sense. Like if you really look at it, and the ending, you're not going to get the ending. Like, I won't try to like spoil anything for you, but it kind of is. But what I heard about it was that like somebody spilled something off like the real ending, like somebody spilled like coffee or something on the film, and then they just said like screw it, we're not going to film it again. So basically they just forgot about an ending. So there's no true ending, but if you watch the end, you'll know what I mean by that. This is very violent. It has like a lot of the scenes with like taking people's brains out, and there's one scene with a drill. But it does have that Christopher George guy, and besides horror movies, he was actually in, and this is not well known, he was actually in this series, I believe it was on CBS in 1969, called The Immortal. and I'm trying to find like a distributor that will release that onto DVD. It's only like 14 episodes, but it is really good. It predates like the Incredible Hulk, but it's sort of that same idea. Like, you're on the run from like some like evil corporation that is basically trying to get him for his blood because he's immortal. He can't die. But unfortunately, in real life, he died young. He died like 59, I think. But The Immortal, it's a very good TV show, and I consider it somewhat exploitation. But please, someone just release that. Like, it's only 14 episodes. I'm sure somebody, VCI, Wild Eye, just put it on DVD. I'm sure it's going to sell something. It has Christopher George in it, and he's well known. He's been in like countless movies and TV shows, and the show is just awesome. But back to City of the Living Dead real quick. That, I think that was the first movie in recent times, because it wasn't so long ago that I watched that movie for the first time, where I felt like I was like in a nightmare. Some scenes really scared the crap out of me. I should say, like, creeped out. I think it's the priest who hangs himself. He like pops in a couple different places, and there's this one scene that's sort of gross. I've had a couple people over to watch it, and this woman in it like starts puking out like pig intestines, and it's kind of gross, I have to say. But while people are like looking away, I can't stop laughing because I think it's awesome. But that is my top 10. Just to go over it real quick, it was 10, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, 9 with Crawl Space, 8 with Race with the Devil, 7 Zombie 2, 6 The Burning, 5 Return of the Living Dead, 4 Grapes of Death, 3 Maniac Cop, 2 Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, and 1 City of the Living Dead. And that's going to be the end of this video. Just want to say that there's going to be more stuff, just overall like DVD updates. But I'd like to show, some of my favorite comedies, dramas, foreign films. But just keep watching. I'm going to be posting other stuff, not just your usual DVD collection update channel. It's gonna have some creative content, just stuff traveling around, almost like if you watch Cool Dude or stuff, his around the town updates, sort of like that. I try to check out different places and really try to get into the hearts of New Jersey, the state where I live. I really try to find places that are sort of in the cracks, and you wouldn't know of them if you don't know somebody who knows of it, or you just find out about it by yourself. So keep on watching. It's going to get better from here.